I would like to begin this inauguration function with a few lines borrowed from Amanda Gorman's poem, The Hill We Climb. When day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it, for there is always light, if only we are brave enough to see it, if only we are brave enough to be it. A very warm good morning to one and all present today on the inauguration function of our 18th MBA batch at Indian Academy School of Management Studies. It reignites my enthusiasm to see the shiny and sparkling faces of our fresh batch of students on campus after a long battle that we all have had with the pandemic. This is a special day for each one of us, and I say this because with this new batch of MBA, we are starting a new journey together that will keep us connected for the rest of our lives. With these opening thoughts, I invite Ms. Vibha to sing the invocation song.
Sindhuravadana Koduvara Sindhuravadana Indudaratmaja Vandisuvenuna Indudaratmaja Vandisuvenu Na Sindhuravadana Koduvara Sindhuravadana Girijaya Kumara Kripakara Girijaya Kumara Kripakara Sharadhige Manohara Karpara Naramrugendra Charanambuja Bakutara Karunise Mage Siddhiyanu Karyadali Sindhuravadana Koduvara Sindhuravadana Indudaratmaja Vandisuvenuna Indudaratmaja Vandisuvenuna. Thank you.
Thank you, Vibha. I would now like to welcome our chief guest and the dignitaries for lighting the lamp.
Kalyanam Arogyam Dhanasampada Shubham Kurutvam Kalyanam Arogyam Dhanasampada Shatru Buddhi Vinashaya Deepajyotir Namostute Deepajyotir Namostute Deepajyotir Parabrahma Deepajyotir Janardana Deepajyotir Parabrahma Deepajyotir Janardana Deepo Hartu Me Papam Sandhya Deepa Namostute O Deepa Brahma Rupasvam Jyotisham Prabhuravyayah O Deepa Brahma Rupasvam Jyotisham Prabhuravyayah Arogyam Dehi Putrasya Matik Swachham Hi Me Sada Yaverastam Samarabhya Yavat Surya
May I now request the dignitaries to kindly occupy the seats on the stage. I request Dr. Reena Sham. Sorry, please, ma'am. I request Dr. Reena Sham, Director, Iasms, to kindly welcome the gathering on this occasion. Please, ma'am.
Management education aimed at drawing out the best out of our students, creating a transformative educational experience and shaping future leaders. IA School of Management Studies, Iasms, has been committed to the cause of providing education that extends beyond academics, endeavoring to inculcate professionalism and positive attitude among our students, getting our students ready for life. A pleasant and happy morning to this August gathering. I'm Dr. Reena Sham, Director, IA School of Management Studies, Iasms. Let me extend a warm and hearty welcome to all of you on the occasion of the inaugural function, the 18th MBA batch for the year 21-23. As we commence today's program, we are so privileged to have with us Mr. Udayan M., Senior Vice President and Head Healthcare Payer Operations at Hinduja Global Solutions, as the chief guest for today's inaugural program. Known for his professionalism and distinct leadership qualities, he has held prominent roles in leading companies like IBM Global Services, Fidelity Investments, and presently HGS. I extend a genial welcome to you, sir. May I request our chairman, Dr. T. Somsekhar, to welcome him with a sampling and memento. Thank you, sir. An exemplary leader, a constant source of inspiration to all members of the Indian Academy Group of Institutions, our Honorable Chairman, Dr. T. Somsekhar. We extend a warm welcome to sir and request CEO, sir, Dr. Srinidhi K. Parthasarthi, to present a small token. Thank you, sir. Dr. Srinidhi K. Parthasarthi, CEO at IAGI, steers the operations of the institution with wisdom, prudence, and dedication. We welcome you, sir. Thank you. The heads of Indian Academy Group of Institutions play a vital role in leading and growing the institution in accordance with the vision of its founders. We are extremely happy to have their gracious presence on this occasion. We extend a warm welcome to each of you. Kindly accept a small token as a mark of gratitude from Iasms. To begin with, Professor Rajeshwari Ma'am, Indian Academy Pre-University College Principal. Thank you. Professor Leena Elizabeth, Principal, Indian Academy College of Nursing. Professor Jafar Mohammed, Principal, Indian Academy, Evening College. Professor Shalini. We are also happy to have with us Professor Suryanarayana, Director, Academic Excellence. We welcome you. Thank you. The efforts and contribution of the admissions team, headed by Mr. Kali Prasad, has made today's event possible. We welcome you. Thank you. The placement department of Iasms mentors, trains, and is devoted to placing students in reputed organizations. On behalf of Iasms, we welcome Mrs. J.C. Jacob from the placement team. Iasms is credited with a team of qualified, experienced, and committed faculty who are a constant source of motivation for all our students, encouraging and helping them groom into confident individuals of tomorrow. A warm welcome to all our faculty members. The current third SEM MBA students of the batch of 2020. They are a great example of attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. Organizing competitions, club activities, team building programs, awareness on social causes, they've done it all. We're extremely delighted to have an enthusiastic batch of seniors who contribute to both individual and institutional growth. We welcome all of you. The first SEM MBA students, the batch of 21-23. Today is your day. You start your journey with Iasms. You have a fresh, clean canvas. You can paint whatever you wish on this canvas. No matter what happens, you are the artist. We at Iasms assure you that we would do our best to add few shades of positivity, confidence, and strong desire to achieve and make your canvas colorful. We are delighted to have you all on board and extend a warm welcome to each of you and wishing you all the very best, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for an extensive and a very warm welcome to each one of us here. I now take this opportunity to introduce our chief guest by giving a gist of his rich and impactful profile. Mr. Udayan, a seasoned professional with over 25 years of experience, is the Senior Vice President and Head of Healthcare Payer Operations Division of Hinduja Global Solutions, a Bearing Private Equity Asia company based out of Bangalore. In this role, Mr. Udayan is responsible for over 175 million USD in revenues, with 11,000 employees spread across Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, and Hyderabad centers. Mr. Udayan's laser focus on accelerated growth agenda, transformation value adds, enhanced employee experience, and a best-in-class delivery has helped bring significant value to all the key stakeholders, that is the employees, customers, and the shareholders. He is a huge proponent of digital technology, lead change for better customer and employee experience. Prior to joining HGS, he has worked with some of the large global organizations like Cognizant, IBM, Fidelity, and R.R. Donnelley. He's a postgraduate from IIM Kozhikode and is currently pursuing his doctorate in IT and systems from IIM Kozhikode. It's a pleasure to have you with us today, sir. I would now request Mr. Udayan to kindly share his thoughts with our beloved students.
This is fine, because I'm using my laptop. So. Good morning. You know the beauty of getting old? You can always carry gadgets like this and say that, memory is low memory, right? So I can always read it from here, right? But you guys, if you guys come and do a presentation with a laptop, people say you guys don't recollect and don't remember, right? So that's the advantage of getting older. Okay. So I will want to just start with thanking Dr. Meena Shyam for the inspiring welcome address, and Dr. Rahul Das for your gracious introduction. I'm actually indeed honored to be in the presence of likes of Dr. The luminaries in the field of education, Dr. Somashekar, stalwarts like Dr. Srinidhi Parthasarathi, and immensely knowledgeable, experienced, and the young-looking faculty members, and each of you dashing, smart, beautiful gentlemen and ladies. A special congratulations to all of you for enrolling the MBA from Iasms. It is just what you need to build a very bright and future career. When I was a student way back in 2003, 2004, doing my post-graduation, about 17 years ago, I think I can say that when I'm talking about relative age in terms of age, right? When I'm doing my graduation, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys were not even born, right? So you can guess what kind of age you're talking about. But when I was a student 17 years ago, I studied strategy and finance as my specialization at IIM Kozhikode. It was Professor A.H. Carlo and Professor, the director of IIM Kozhikode at that point of time. He was a professor of economics at IIM Ahmedabad, from where he moved to IIM Kozhikode at some point of time, and also Dr. Professor Saji Gopinath, basically the dean of the program at that point of time, who first introduced some of the first online classes in those days. It's 17 years back. Which has become almost a norm today, right? So thank you for Professor Carlo and Professor Saji for being a visionary and helping us lead during this unforeseen pandemic days, in which everything is online today, right? So you can be a visionary that can shape the world. That's the way I would like to see that people look at what you can contribute to the world. Sheryl Sandberg, I hope some of you have heard about the Sheryl Sandberg. She was from Facebook. In one of her articles says there is a great metaphor for careers. She says they are not ladder, they are jungle gym, right? They are not ladders but jungle gym. As you start your IASMS career, look for opportunities, look for growth, look for impact, look for mission, move sideways, move down, move up, move off, build your skills, not your resume. Evaluate what you can do, not the title you're going to have. Do real work. Take a role of a hardcore salesman. Many times we believe that MBAs are not supposed to be on the road. The reality is that you learn the best thing when you're selling on the road, right? You go to a stockist and figure it out, what sales is happening, what kind of thing they're doing. That's where you do the real learning. You learn sales, right? Sales or marketing doesn't happen in the four walls. If I had mapped out my career when I was sitting where you are, I would have missed my career. It could have been that unknown startup. It could have been the great idea that can fuel your future in terms of being the first unicorns. You are entering a different business world from where I had entered, right? So if you recollect 15 years back or 20 years back, it was completely different. Mine was just starting to get connected. You are hyper connected. Mine was competitive. Yours is hyper competitive. Mine moved quickly. Yours moves with supersonic speed. As traditional structures are breaking down, leadership has to evolve as well. You have been trained by the great institution not just to be part of these trends, but to lead. As you lead in the new world, You will not be able to rely on who you are or the degree you carry. You will be relied on what you know. It's not about the title, it's not about the degree what you carry, but it's so critical that what you know becomes important play as you start stepping up your career. Your strength will not come from your place on some organizational chart. Your strength will come from building trust and earning trust. Building trust and earning respect is one of the most critical leadership aspect as you start taking your leadership career. You are going to need talent, skill, and imagination, and vision, but more than anything else, you are going to need the ability to communicate authentically, to speak to so that you can inspire people around you, and to listen so that you can continue to learn from each and every day on the job. When I received the invitation from Dr. Leena for the inaugural program, I was pondering on what could be the topic of discussion. Should it be the changing landscape of digital technologies? Should I talk about the impact of pandemic? Because significantly change yours and my life, right? We are no more, we call the new normal, right? It's no more the way we used to conduct our life. Should I be talking on the macroeconomic challenges, specifically talking about what's happening with the Russian siege of Ukraine? Or should I be talking about the largest IPO on the block, right? You guys all aware of that LIC is coming with the largest IPO. Should we be talking about it? All these are interesting topics. But then, since I only have 20 minutes, I thought I'll highlight you 7 key nuggets of learning from my life. It's just not my life, but I think that I've learned it from my multiple mentors, multiple leaders. So it's an amalgamation of some of the stuff which I find pretty relevant. And more so if you read the book from Subrata Bakshi, it's called Go and Kiss the World, right? These are some profound statements from his books too. First and foremost, there is no shortcut to success. Multiple times when I go for interviews, or I get when I interview candidates, right? One of the biggest questions candidate asks me is that, sir, when can I see myself to be sitting in your seat? Now, the only answer I tell the guy is that it takes 25 years. It'll take you 25 years to come and sit in the seat. You can't skip ladders. You can't skip steps. You fall. It is important you learn the hard way. There's nothing comes easy. Many times I see we all look for short-term gratification, short-term success. Big things, big car, big stuff, what's happening in the industry, you see somebody successful. I think all requires strong amount of hard work and toil. Toiling midnight oil, working hard is only mantra for success. I don't think that nobody in the world has been successful unless you are, NSA is not, you're born with a very rich lineage or come with a golden spoon. I think everybody has to really work hard to where they are today. The second is, learning is a never-ending journey. I remember once walking to my CEO's office, and I could see that he was actually watching a YouTube video from Khan's Academy, right? I know you'll say, okay, why would a CEO be watching a Khan's Academy? And the CEO is none but, he's an IMA graduate, he's a CPA, and he's watching Khan's Academy video. And the video what he was watching was in terms of statistical sampling. So we had an escalation from a customer, right? Customer was asking about certain questions around how do you sample, right? How do you look at our sampling correct methodology? And he was trying to figure it out, what is the right way to propose and go back and rebut that, right? So the point is that it's a learning. You can be at the highest levels, you can be at the best graduates, best degrees in the world, right? Best institutes in the world, but you should never stop learning. It reminds me of Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft. He says that he enrolls to programs and webinars, right? More than he can read, more than he can attend. He buys books more than what he can read. Cultivating the habit of reading and never-ending hunger for learning is the key. During your next 2 years, I'm sure you learn multitude of topics, subjects, cross, subjects which are amalgamation of multiple theories. But it is only a minuscule of the universe, right? So challenge yourself and go for the unknown. There are so many stuff which is there beyond the books, beyond what you learn, which is all what you need to do by yourself. You know, your profs can help you to take you to the water, but it is up to you to drink the water, right? They cannot be there every time to help you drink the water. So critical that you start and never stop learning as part of your journey. Third important aspect what I learned is that it's all in the mind. You are the creator of your destiny. How many of you would like to, if I ask you, how many of you would like to own a BMW? Would you like to own a BMW at some point of time? Anybody? Mark? Nobody? Of course, I would like to own a BMW, but I'm sure the roles, okay, I thought somebody going to say Tesla. No? Okay. All right. One of the most significant lessons I learned is that everything we achieve begins in our minds. Whether it's the Tesla launching its Mars mission or the metaverse technology launched by Microsoft. You know that metaverse, right? Basically, you can be at the same place, multiple places at the same time, right? It's my avatars. I can create multiple avatars of me. I can still stand here and have my, myself relayed back at home and sitting a coffee with my family, and my family can see them, on the dining tables having a coffee, right? Or the virtual life of, where you can have virtual life, or the Jack Welch vision of making GE a global company. Everything begins in the mind as a dream, as an idea, right? I remember when I got married, we aspired to have twins, right? And I was a big fan of saying I should have twin girls, right? And that was an added ask, right? No, you never know whether boy or girl, but my aspiration was to get to twin girls. My wife believed in this so much that she used to carry. In those days, I'm talking about way back, the old phones. You don't have smartphones, right? You could have one screensaver. You can figure it out, get someone. She used to carry a screensaver with twin girls, right? And luckily, we were blessed with two lovely twin girls. It's our conviction that breathes life into ideas. It makes it a living thing, right? So have lofty dreams and believe in it. There is a verse from Kathopanishad, right? It says, you are your deep driving desire, okay? You are your deep driving desire. As you desire, so is your will. As is your will, so is your act. As is your act, so is your destiny. So it all starts from your desire. You willed for the desire to act, and action creates your destiny. Without that, nothing works. The fourth important lesson what I learned is life is a constant negotiation. What does it mean? As you look around, you'll find that everything keeps changing, right? What you see today doesn't exist tomorrow, right? What you expected, it doesn't turn out, right? I still remember when the pandemic hit us big time, we were never prepared for this, right? As an organization, we always used to work from a brick and mortar kind of setup. We have associates coming to office, log in, do their 8-hour shift, go back home, right? They would have traveled 1.5 hours and come to office and go. But the pandemic threw us all of us out of the gear. We had to figure a way out to accommodate this change. So life is always, you cannot predict, right? You cannot have absolutely things laid out saying that this will happen this way, this will happen that way, right? So what is critical for you as a change agent is to embrace a change, look at opportunities with an open hand, open mind, and see what can be the best solution in terms of that situation. So it is always a negotiation. There is nothing called the best answer. There could be obviously at a retrospective, you can say that, no, I could have done that. But the reality is that you have to constantly negotiate in terms of what can be the best in that particular situation. So that's critical as you take up larger roles. Fifth tenet is about the slippery slope of overachievement. Have you heard about it? You know, there are great stuffs happening. There are great successful people, though all of them comes with a lot of high achievement orientation, right? You call NH, right, or AH, right? So it's called high energy in terms of achievement, right? But it has to be carefully managed, right? All of us want to desire to be successful. Nobody want to say that I want to be a failure, right? Everybody want to achieve something in life, something to do in career, right? But if not handled well, there's a danger that things will spin out of control, and the very height of your professional career for success or reasons be the reason for the common sense. From Bill Clinton to the recent episode of Bharat Pay, where you must have heard about the whole controversy boiling around right now with Grover, right? The Bharat Pay controversy. If you have gone through some of the recent articles, everything spins from the feel of invincibility, right? I have arrived. I'm the best, right? Nobody can stop me. I know everything, right? Because I come from an MBA school. I know the subjects. I know the topics. I know the industry. It comes with this feel of invisibility, right? Which is basically what you call a larger than life persona. The capacity to actually overachieve need to be seen as a gift from God, something we should simply hold in trust, a capacity that has been given to us to create larger benefits to others, and is something that can be taken away at a moment's choice. Viewing it in this sense creates humility, which is essential when fighting the sense of altered reality that most overachievers create of themselves. So they think that they are the best, right? You know, and umpteen examples who has grown to top-notch professions, top-notch careers, but overnight their lives gets destroyed because they didn't focus on what we call the slippery slope of overachievement. The sixth one, the power of resilience. This is a very important lesson which I learned in my life about tenacity. When we look around and compare a lot of successful people, right, whether in my organization or outside, I see that there are folks who are much more capable than what I am, right? They are very smart, they are extraordinary, but they're brilliant, they're competent. But the leaders cushion this with resilience. A successful leader realizes that life is a marathon, it is not a sprint, right? So it's not a short sprint. And the success is about a capability to withstand pain longer. Can you withstand pain longer? Some more longer, some more, and so on. Look at all the luminaries, for example. Look at PV Sindhu, right? Or look at anybody in the sports arena, right? Look at the kind of toiling they do to get to where they are today, right? There are going to be skeptics. There are going to be folks who come back and tell you that this is not a thing to do. Give it up. Stop, right? That's the time you should raise again and say that, no, I'm not going to give it up. That's a point of inflection. Either you go up or you down. So it's important that you don't give up at during the hardest and toughest time in your life. That's the time you should make sure that you continue to hold on to your tenacity and resilience and continue to march on. So you'll find in life multiple instances. In career, you'll find so many instances where you have to show the power of resilience. The seventh and the last important thing which I've seen that critical is the key to happiness is not money. It's pretty contradictory, right? We are talking about a capitalist kind of a environment where we all MBAs, we want to learn a lot of money, right? I mean, including myself. I'm not there to do a charity at my office, but I do get my paycheck, right? So, but have you wondered why some of the richest people in the world never seems to be happy versus someone who may not have that kind of money? I'm not saying that money is bad, right? I'm not saying that it is a sin. You should earn money, right? Many times money helps you to learn, to get you those experiences, right? You want to go to a vacation, you want to have the best of the car or best of the house or whatever it is, right? Or what's the dining experience. Money gives you that experience, right? But money doesn't give you happiness. It's two different things, right? You can be sitting in the best of the best hotel in the world, right? Or you're sitting in the Burj Khalifa and having a drink, or the so-called your favorite car. You're driving around, but you can still be unsettled. You should be worried. You should not be happy, right? The car gives you great comfort, right? It gives you the best of riding experience. It has got all the gadgets. It gives you, all this massage, and you have the, you have the TV there, the laptop placer, everything you have it, but you're still not happy because the car gives you experience. Whether that's what money has bought you, but happiness resides in your mind. How long does the pleasure of getting something last, right? If you, it could be anything, right? You buy something new, you buy a new mobile phone or a new laptop or any gadget or anything in your life. How long it lasts? 2 days, 1 day, 5 days, 10 days, 1 week, 10 months, year? You forget it after that, right? It just passes on. So, but what remains is about how do you relook at the way you live, right? The way you can connect with something larger than money, right? Do you have something which you can connect yourself? Do you have some hobby, something which you can connect with, right? Somebody like say that I want to go for, world tour, or somebody says I want to go to a lot of pilgrimage centers, or it could be anything, or somebody says I'm good at, I want to practice drawing, I want to be something, right? Somebody says I want to write blogs, absolutely okay. You need to be connected with something which is core to your heart, right? Which you know it better than anyone else. Your mom doesn't know, your dad may not know, your spouse may not know it as much as you know it, right? You need to find that answer within yourself. What is that which is closer to me, right? What can give me the me time for myself, right? Can I give you a me time, right? Many times we keep running for others, right? Corporate life, you work for 12 hours, come back, sleep for some time, work with the family, and continue, right? But do you have a me time which can make you really, really happy in what you do? It could be just stepping out of your campus, it's raining heavy, and dancing in the rain. That's a happiness. Absolutely okay. Some people may say you're crazy, but it doesn't matter, right? It's about what you feel. Happiness is all about you and your, and happiness doesn't come through money, right? There is you would have heard about this story, I'm sure, that when Steve Jobs was actually lying in his deathbed, right? And he's one of the, all of you know that, right? All the phones and Apple products which you carry today, all by created by Steve, right? Steve's design thinking, and it's pretty well known in the industry. He was lonely. Nobody was there. When I say lonely, he was staring at the roof of the hospital, the bed, the hospital bed, and he was trying to say that I am the richest guy in the world. I have the best of the best thing what I can buy. But if I go back and offer my richness to someone and ask him, can you take my misery? Can you take over my pain? I'll give you whatever you want. Nobody is going to accept it. None, right? Nobody can take the kind of trauma what he's going through. Nobody can take over his pain. Nobody can take over the inevitable, which is a death, right? So he was saying at the last moment that even though he had the best of the best fame and most richest guy in the world, but he was not able to pass on his illness or his suffering to somebody for money, right? So money doesn't buy anything. So pick up, as I said, pick something which is closer to your heart. Have a passion, have something which you believe in. Make sure that you look out and live a life which is beautiful. As I said, it is also, it is not easy. It is not easy to, when you look at in terms of a career, it takes time. It takes a lot of toiling. It needs someone with a lot of passion. I do meet up with a lot of candidates who come and say that I just want to do this, I want to do that. But the reality is that you need to have that self-belief and passion in what you do. So always live with a standard of saying that whatever I do in life, I live with do with a lot of passion, a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. Connect with what you do and make it more meaningful as you go along with your career. I join here in offering my most sincere congratulations to the Iasms class of 2022. Give yourself a huge applause. You deserve it. This is wishing you the very best in your career and life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. As rightly said, this generation of students are entering the jungle gym. And at IASMS, we kind of ensure our students truly are pulled, pushed, and motivated to go that stretch and develop the required skills and perspectives. Your inspiring thoughts, the 7 key learning tenets, and insights from real-life experiences will prove to be a path-finding exercise exposure for our students. Thank you for that, sir. At IA School of Management Studies, we constantly attempt to provide a holistic learning environment to each of our students. And with this intent, we conduct a variety of activities and events throughout the year. We also ensure that all these initiatives taken by our faculty of IASMS are duly recorded and passed on to our students by way of our quarterly newsletter named Imprints. I would request our chief guest, Mr. Udayan, to kindly release the first copy of our quarterly newsletter for this academic year. Thank you, sir. May I now request the dignitaries to kindly take their seats with the audience as we have a brief video to present a summary of activities and events conducted during the year. There was a wonderful compilation, a whole lot of memories put together. And I would specifically thank you, Professor Afzal, for putting all of this together. the student as well, Hamza, yes. Now, I take this opportunity to give a brief introduction about our beloved chairman, Dr. T. Somsekhar, Indian Academy Education Trust. Dr. T. Somsekhar, a visionary, an edupreneur, a scientist, obtained his bachelor's degree in BSc and MSc in zoology from Sri Venkateswara University, Tirupati, and PhD in zoology neurobiology from the Department of Zoology, Bangalore University in the year 1986. Later, Dr. Somsekhar joined Neurobiology Section, Department of Biological Sciences at University of Southern California, Los Angeles, and pursued postdoctoral research. Following this, he worked in University of Illinois at Chicago and at the Ohio State University, Columbus, Ohio, United States of America, as research scientist and faculty until 1996. Dr. Somsekhar then decided to return to India in 1996, and since then is involved full-time with Indian Academy Education Trust and its institutions with a vision to provide holistic and quality education to the student community. We thank you for that, sir. I now humbly request our chairman to kindly address the new batch of our students at IASMS.
Good morning to all of you, dear students, especially the freshers on their journey into MBA, and duly supported by your seniors sitting along with you. Chief guest, Mr. Udayan, and Director Dr. Sham, faculty members of ISMS, and Dr. Srinidhi, our Chief Operating Officer. Very happy to be associated with this program. To start with wonderful introductory remarks by your director, with whom you are going to probably have many more interactions in the next 2 years. Lot of information was shared by her, and I like the energy in the entire team led by Dr. Rina Shyam. We also heard our chief guest Udayan sharing his thoughts. Lot of key 7 sutras. I'm sure there are more if you have time to look in. Based on those 7 things, if you start working, I think you will get to many more points. And the team who made that movie, wonderful experience. I think all of us need not speak. That probably tells the entire story and promise that you have in this institution in the next 2 years, what you can do. Congratulations to those who are behind that work. To the new batch of students, I can only tell as chairman of this institution, you will be well taken care by the faculty members and your seniors. Be assured about it. And any support needed in terms of from the management, from the top end, we are always there to take care of you. Enjoy the time that you are going to spend here. Stay focused. As senior people, we always want to tell some kind of, preaching. If I have to do one thing, first let me share some good news. Today, before the start of this program, I was sitting with Mr. Udayan and talking about what they can do for us. Whenever we get hold of people coming from industry visiting us, we try to corner them and tell, look, learning cannot happen within 4 walls in any college, academic institution, especially so for MBA students. I feel MBA students should spend more than 50% of their time outside classrooms in terms of learning. And most of those outside classrooms can be anywhere, like you have seen in the video clippings. It could be in any stores outside, or malls, or industries, like any kind of setup. In this regard, Mr. Udayan was generous enough to promise to take some of you as interns for some kind of brief exposure, it could be a month or 2 weeks or no, like 6 weeks. But I think especially senior students who are here, second year MBA students, should seriously chase him and try to get some kind of placements through your placement department. Getting into their places, workplaces, and like spending some time can automatically give you a lot more that you cannot get from the classroom. You should focus on live projects, live movements in the form of internships to go and spend time. And some of those internships, if you are good, probably can also turn into paid internships. And some probably where, if I were to be you, I would even pay and get interned. That is the kind of importance you have to give for internships. Instead of going to, what street is that, near Majestic? Avenue Road. Avenue Road also you can pick up a lot of projects. So don't go that side. Go to the real places and like do real learning. And that was therefore a good opening and willing to work with us. On behalf of all of you, I would like to immensely thank Mr. Udayan for that gesture, and I hope we could pursue it and convert into some kind of opportunities for our students. He was also happy to share some of his expertise or his colleagues to probably talk to you in the form of a small lecture sessions, if not coming all the way, probably in online mode during next during the years to come. I think he was happy to share their human resources with us to help our students learn. And thank you again, Mr. Udayan. So as chairman, I don't know what you will learn in MBA, I don't care. But only one thing I want you to focus, that is my funda, speak well. Build your communication skills, language proficiency. Any language you speak, whether it is Kannada, Hindi, English, you have to focus on proficiency in the language. Once you have language, command on the language, your communication automatically will be good. If you don't have command in your language, it's very difficult to communicate efficiently. In my view, if you can speak well and you can speak confidently, you will automatically be able to do anything that you want to do. Technology comes later, technical skills, all the core competencies, all will come if you can speak well. Actually, this point was stressed by Udayan before we came here. As an employer, I asked him, when you are doing campus recruitments, what is the gap that you are seeing when students graduating and attending interviews, and where do they fail, where do they stop impressing most of the corporate segment? To them, all other things are secondary, it looks like. They are more concerned about your communication skills. If you can, therefore, I think I heard it from many corporate leaders, and today it was re-emphasized by Mr. Udayan. So everybody knows it's not a big secret. We keep telling build on your communication skills, but people think, what's wrong with my communication? What is wrong with my language? I think somewhere you have to pay attention to that and believe in, spend your time and money on that particular aspect. That probably will take you for a long way. Okay, so that is my single most important message that I would like to give, not only to freshers, even to students who are going to be going out. Focus on that and keep that as your lifelong learning. Second point which Mr. Udayan said, if any one thing that you have to focus on lifelong learning is improving your communication skills. I wish you all wonderful, stay here and learning experience in Iasms, and thank you for your time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Apart from all other skill development initiatives that we have been taking of our students, we will definitely continue to focus on building the communication skills of our students, sir. And of course, placement team is there with us, our team of faculty. We all will specifically focus on this particular dimension. Thank you for that message. May I now request Dr. Srinidhi K. Patsarthi, the Chief Operating Officer of Indian Academy Group of Institutions, to kindly address the students, sir.
Mr. Udayan, the chief guest of today's event, our Honorable Chairman, Dr. Somshekar, Director Reena Sham, the HOIs of PUC and Nursing College and the Evening College, Director of Academic Excellence, Head of Admissions, faculty members, and my dearest, dearest, dearest students. It's an absolute pleasure to stand in front of you today. When I went to the class of the second year, who are pursuing second year now, I had given an observation that they have been one of the most active batches which has been in this college. I reiterate that today because the batch which is coming in has to scale that paradigm. You have been extremely lucky to come into an institution where faculty members follow the philosophy of learning and teaching. Our Director Academic Excellence speaks a lot about this. It's not teaching and learning, it is learning and teaching. There is a lot of difference between the two. And each of the faculty member in IASMS underpins research to teaching you or facilitating you, very importantly. Every classroom is dynamic because they come with preparation. The whole aim is basically to transform you, that word which was there, transform you 360 degrees. When we talk of management, Kuntz and O'Donnell will give you a lot of definitions for management. Planning, organizing, staffing, directing, leading, it says. But the word manage itself speaks about what it is. Aging of a man is management. And man does not age physically. A man ripens intellectually, awakens intellectually, ripens emotionally, and awakens spiritually. This is the transformation which IASMS is going to give you as an experience. The placement department has been signing up MOUs for future skilling with institutions like IBM and NASCOM. We have been talking about the next gen skills in terms of technical skills. And as our Honorable Chairman just now said, life skills is very, very important in that how do you communicate and how do you basically develop your point of view. Developing that point of view is a very important aspect when you go into a design lab or when you pursue innovation or creativity. So on two fronts, one is life skilling, one is technological skilling. Both are contained in your syllabus and in your course content. IASMS over the last 18 years has stepped up, taking the leave from your respected director, who actually created this concept of stepping up. stepped up in terms of delivering a very holistic curriculum to all of you with a single focus of your development. Almost 30 years back, when I graduated from TAPME, Hinduja, Birlas, Tatas were ruling in terms of conglomeration. Aditya Vikram Birla, who took businesses outside India, used to have a deep point of view, and many of our cases were focused on that particular company. In terms of philosophy, Mr. Udayan would definitely agree with me. In terms of the management philosophy of the Hinduja group, they have been extremely strong in some of the fundamentals what we need to develop. The first fundamental which Hinduja group expounds to the society is work to give. We need to work and give. As our past president, Bharat Ratna, Abdul Kalam, used to say, smile. And he used to never smile when he used to say smile. And when all of us smiled, after 30 seconds, he smiled and said, this smile should be when somebody else in front of you smiles. So work to give is a very, very important thing. The second philosophy of Hinduja is word is bond. When we are talking about becoming a Mahatma, Gandhi Jayanti is one of the important events in our institution. The definition of a Mahatma is the alignment of thought, word, and deed. What you think should be what you speak, and what you speak is what you deliver. In Sanskrit, it says, manas yekam, vachas yekam, karman yekam, mahatmana. But if it is the other way, he is called a duratma. Manas anyat, vachas anyat, karman anyat, duratmana. The second philosophy of Hinduja group is word is bond. The third aspect is the best of the East and the best of the West, which Swami Vivekananda said, and in their management philosophy, it says, while acting local, think global. Iasms has built that in our curriculum. International marketing, international business, and also business ethics has been well structured in our curriculum. The fourth thing is together each one achieves more. TEAM we talk. That is partnering for growth. Synergies have to evolve. And very importantly, they say that we need to partner to create synergies. And one of the philosophies of the Hinduja group again is act fearlessly. Devashish Chatterjee has written in his book, The 18 Sutras of Leadership. It's a fantastic book. The 18 Sutras of Leadership, where he says that false evidence seen as real is fear. And once you are engulfed with fear, decision making will not happen. Decision without fear. And that is the fifth management philosophy of the Hinduja group. Being a management student till today, it has been continuous learning to understand the visioning of great corporates like C.P. Deveshwar, who transformed ITC Corporation. We need to read their case studies. Very importantly, we need to read their case study. It is not what you do from 8:30 to 3:30. That is not important. What you do from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the morning is very important compared to what you do between 8:30 and 3:30 in the classroom. Go to the library. There was a beautiful saying that library is a necessity. Go to the library, read case studies of these great corporations, how they have transformed not only the country, the society, and the planet at large. The corporate social responsibility, which talks about the 3 Ps, has to be followed by each one of you. One is your own development. The second one is the people development. And the third one is contribution towards the planet. The 3 Ps, which the company law, amended in 2013, talks about. With these thoughts, my dear young friends, IASMS experience is a very, very exciting experience. Don't be static, be dynamic. The activities which come to you are learning experiences. In one way or the other, the faculty team spends a lot of time in designing them with outcome-based thoughts. It's an outcome-based education which is being followed at IASMS. Every class has got an objective. Every class has got an outcome. The faculty members would give you the objective before the class and then say that this should be the outcome and check that during your internal tests and at the end of every class. So it is continuous learning, and added to that, it was a beautiful saying by quote from Mr. Udayan. That was the quote when Satya Nadella said on the day he took over as CEO, that I buy books, subscribe for certification program more than what I can create. This was the interview he gave when he stepped into the shoes of the CEO of Microsoft. And one more sentence he made was, only learning is not enough, applied learning is what is enough, what is required. So learning gives you knowledge, applied learning gives you wisdom. Wishing you a great journey to be wisdom quotients, either in the corporate world or in the entrepreneurship world. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. It will be very unfair on my part if I don't introduce Dr. Srinidhi K. Parthasarathy to you. So it will just take 2 minutes, sir. Dr. Srinidhi K. Parthasarathy completed his Bachelor's of Engineering from MS Ramaiah Institute of Technology, postgraduate diploma in management from TAPME, a PhD in management studies, and doctorate of literature in the field of workplace spirituality. Dr. Srinidhi has been in leadership position in academics and industry over the last 27 years. The registrar of a Category 1 NAC A+ accredited university and director of leading B school with 13 years of academic administration and teaching experience for MBA PGDM students in operations, project management, and entrepreneurship. He has also been a result-oriented entrepreneur with 18 years of experience in managing operations. He is adept in case-oriented facilitation by bringing in practical industry scenarios into learning environments. A researcher on total quality management based on workplace spirituality contained in Bhagavad Gita. He is also an established public speaker, having delivered over 2,000 invited talks and done over 800 TV shows on spirituality and management in India and abroad. And I'm sure you would have already made a sense of that from what Sir shared with all of us. That's Dr. Srinidhi for you. Sir, thank you for sharing the true meaning of the word transformation with us with the help of the Hinduja group's philosophies. Your thoughts and words are always inspiring, that connects us to the very Vedic philosophies of our cultures and values. Thank you for that, sir. So this brings us to the end of our inauguration program, while the 2-year journey of the new batch begins today. I would like to thank our chief guest, Mr. Udayan, for taking time and gracing this occasion. I thank our chairman, Dr. T. Somshekhar, and the CEO, Dr. Srinidhi K. Parthasarathy, for their guidance and support in every initiative we take at IA School of Management Studies. I thank our director, ma'am, for heading the entire team, giving us the right direction. I thank Professor Surya Narayana, Director of Academic Excellence, all the heads of institutions under the umbrella of Indian Academy Group of Institutions, the admissions team for giving us this wonderful batch of students, the placement team who have been upskilling and positioning our students in reputed organizations. I extend my heartfelt thanks to all the faculty of IASMS for their relentless efforts to make a difference to all our students here. I thank all the non-teaching staff of Indian Academy Group of Institutions. And finally, I thank all our students of IASMS for being with us, because by choosing us, rather by choosing IA School of Management Studies, you chose to get ready for life. Thank you so much. I would now request all of us to kindly raise for the college anthem.
We at Indian Academy have the power to think. We at Indian Academy have the power to create, the power to learn, the power to change. Come, let's be the change. Come, let's change the world. Let's grow, let's shine, let's scale new heights. We at Indian Academy have the power of education. Indian Academy, get ready for life. Indian Academy, get ready for life.
Thank you. I would request all of us to be seated while the dignitaries are escorted for lunch.